Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one so that you have more context. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Also, I have two donation links down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine, you can do so by going over to the official websites linked down below, and you can donate directly to the funds. Thank you all for the support. Thank you all for watching this video. Feel free to share the video with your friends and family if you think it's going to help them out, and that does help the videos and the channel get out there. So let's get straight into the technical analysis. As you can see right now, we have a large Fibonacci retracement. The low is all the way back here in March of 2020, and the swing high is all the way up here in May of 2021. That's when we printed our local high there, and since then we haven't really updated that. But I may look for a different Fib retracement here. We'll see about that, and yeah, I may just start another Fib retracement from this low to the swing high there, but I'll do that for the next video. For now, we're just looking at this Fib because this Fib is still valid because the levels are still holding very well. So last pullback during the last 2021 pullback in summer, we did come all the way down here to the 0.618. This pullback, we went all the way down to the 0.5. We started a channel up pattern from there, and now we're breaking down out of that channel up pattern. That's typically what happens with channel up patterns. For channel down patterns, you typically break to the upside. And as you can see right now, we are landing on the support that I gave you in the last update at $12.50. From there, we're already up, or we have been up around about 7%. But still, I'm not going to be buying any Cosmos Atom coins at this level. I am going to potentially start buying in somewhere at $10, okay? Because I do think there is going to be a move towards the downside here for Cosmos, just because Bitcoin is probably still going to be very wobbly and it's going to be going sideways, and we may retest $17,000. If not, we can actually retest $14,000, because if we do break down and we do lose 17,500, my swing low is either $16,800 or it's $14,000. One of the two. That's where we're probably going to print our lows, but obviously I can't look into the future. So we're holding this support just because this was our resistance back in May. That's where we got rejected from. We broke above it here in September. Now we're back testing it as support here in October. And as you can see, the EMAs are very, very close to each other. So we either get a bullish cross, or not a bullish cross, a bearish cross here, which is when the 20 EMA crosses below the 55. And that's when the price drops. And at that point, I would imagine we'd be down here at $11.25. That is also possible. And I do think we're going to get a bearish cross. I do think we're going to start coming back down. But hey, don't listen to me. I'm just some dude on the internet talking about his perspective. Like I said, I'm going to be buying anywhere from $10 and below that. We also have this zone over here, which I would like you to pay attention to. As you can see, we back tested this level as support for the last time in July, and we have been in a very, very nice uptrend ever since. And I do think it's very possible for us to come back down to $8.74. And you may say, well, you're crazy for saying that. Well, back here when we were sitting at $7, if I told you we're going to be sitting at $14 or $17 in a couple of weeks, you would have said the same thing. So anything can happen in crypto. You have to realize that, and you have to understand that in a bear market, altcoins especially can get extremely oversold very, very quickly. So don't think just because you had this nice uptrend, don't think that you can't come back down to where you came from, which is usually what you do with these pullbacks, right? For most altcoins, you can see they printed a bottom in June. They started retracing, then they broke down, and they came back down to exactly the price where they started retracing from. Some have even lost that and came back down. And typically what you do is you come back down to where you started retracing from, and we haven't seen that for Cosmos Atom. So that is actually a bit worrying because we may come back all the way down here to $5.84. But I'm gonna have to tell you, I don't think that's gonna happen unless Bitcoin comes back down to $14,000. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we don't see Bitcoin below $17,000, I'm not gonna be looking at $5 here. Obviously $8, $7.50, that's also potential. That's a very possible outcome. But unless we start losing, key support levels for Bitcoin, I don't see Cosmos Atom having this large pullback. So yeah, for now, Cosmos is one of the most bullish altcoins. You could have taken profits up here. That was a nice time for you to be taking profits. And if we switch over to the daily chart here, you can see that we do have a support trend line here. We had a little fake out below it, then we started coming back up, but I'm targeting the pink trend line here. That's going to be one of the most important support levels for us to hold. If we fail to do that, I'd be eyeballing one of the orange trend lines here. So as you can see, the orange trend line, the bottom one at least has, let me actually change the color of that so it's easier for you to see which one I'm talking about. That's yellow and orange, hard to... okay, so that's going to be green. So the green trend line here, as you can see, has 1 and 2 touches, May and June. And then we're potentially looking for another touch here in November, in October, in December, or January. Whenever that's going to happen, that's going to be our potential level that's going to bounce us back up, right? However, if you see yourself or you find yourself oversold down below here, below the index of 30, just know that that's one of the best opportunities you're going to have to enter your asset. Just like you had over here in May, and just like you had an opportunity here in June, you did a 3x in a couple of months, guys, in a bear market. I think that's crazy. So yeah, you can make money even in the bear market. Just be careful what you're buying. So let's switch over to the Binance website. Okay, moving over to the weekly chart on Binance, you can see that we're losing this the support of the 20 EMA, and we're back testing that as resistance. So that goes to show that we have lost a key support level, and we're potentially going to come back down and retest this zone here of $10.04. That's something that I'm looking for, because that's exactly the support we retested back in June of 2021 when we had that initial capitulation. And moving over into the weekly RSI, as you can see, what has happened here is that we once again lost the symmetrical triangle's support, and we're running into that as resistance. Well, almost running into it as resistance. So potentially, if we have one last little bit of an impulsive move, you may run into that and then come back down. And I'm looking for support on the 43.3 index. Okay, because that's a resistance level for us. Well, it was a resistance. We broke through, and now we're looking for the back test of support here. We had one back test, almost a second back test there, and we had a third one over there. So that's a very important level for us to hold. Another back test over there, as you can see. So I want to see that back tested as support, and that's going to be a very strong sign for Cosmos Atom. It actually is on its way of being the next chain link in a bear market, because the last bear market chain link outperformed all the altcoins. This time around, it can be Cosmos Atom, and that's a good thing because I'm very bullish on Atom. So moving over to the Stochastic Rsi, you can see that we're pulling back down from the overbought here, which was above the index of 80. And if you really want to wait, you can just wait until you come back down here above or below the index of 20, and you can start dollar cost averaging there, because the last time you were there was from February all the way up until the end of July. Right now we can come back down here and have a couple of weeks in there, a couple of months, until you break out into spring of 2023. That's when I think we're going to start printing higher highs into the next bull market of 2024. And looking at the MACD, we're having a very similar picture here. If I just do this, okay. So take a look at this and take a look at this. You can see how similar these two are. So you basically created a bullish cross on the MACD in August. Same thing here, well, end of July, okay? So pretty much during the summer. And here you had a very, very extremely overbought impulsive move to the upside into November. And right now you're already in October, and you may have, you may peak out in November, and that's when you can take some profits, because it's a very, very similar picture. Then you had your bearish cross in November, and we can have our bearish cross in November here just after the FOMC meeting, okay? But keep in mind, this is a lagging indicator. So the price is going to do something first, and then the MACD will react later. So look at this as a confirmation indicator, okay? And look for what it's done in the past to see what it may do in the future. So that is pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.